Another week, another new episode. Today we are going to be doing a Q&A on a continuation of on our previous video. Here I have my colleagues. I wanted to say brothers because we are so used to disturbing each other. So as we start in or indulge and have this fruitful conversation, sometimes emotional, I want us to start with an introduction. So to my right,
I'm Abdi Shukri, a clinical psychologist.
and to my left,
I'm Zakaria Abdurrahman, psychologist.
and I am Aisha or Munira Hassan, and I'm a counseling psychologist. So to start with, we have several questions that we have received on our DMs and as well as in personal. So to start with, I'll start with the first question. Abdi Shukri, you'll take that first question.
Okay.
So I recently went through a bad divorce and I would like help in rebuilding myself. Where do I start?
Wow, that's a very heavy question. First, let me say I'm sorry for the tough times. Um, Rebuilding after divorce is very difficult, but it's possible. So, for me, my personal advice will be first to be gentle on yourself. Um, don't blame yourself on what happened. Shit do happen. Sometimes you might start trying to say like, oh, if I will have done this, maybe these things will have gone uh, positive or different. You start taking even more blame than there is. You start saying maybe I have destroyed my family. So first, I will say be gentle on yourself. Blaming yourself will not help. Second, I'll say self care. That is the right time to really focus and take care of yourself, both emotionally, that is having the right support system, like reading the right books, reading Quran, doing your adhkar, whatever helps you emotionally. And then physically, go do exercises, whether it's a walk, a hike, an exercise in the gym, starting a swimming classes. So you also need to take care of yourself physically, take care of yourself spiritually. Try to rebuild your relationship with the Almighty and get closer to Him as much as possible. And financially, that is the time to focus on work, you know focus on doing something different, whether it's starting a new business, a new job, scaling whatever you're doing to the next level. And intellectually also reading the right books, maybe starting a small course, volunteering in a different place. So I will tell you self-care. Be also nice to yourself. As I mentioned, being gentle on yourself. Another thing maybe I will tell you is to also have the right support system. Support system, I have said this in several videos before. Support system is super, super important. I cannot emphasize that more, because you need people to hold you. We're not an island. We're human beings. We have feelings, we have emotions. We really need people to hold us together. So trust you me, if you don't have the right support system, start working actively toward building that support system. And the best way to know that you have the right support system is, are you authentic around them? I always ask you guys this question: are you authentic around the people that you hang out with, the people that you call family, the people that you call friends, the people that you call tribe? One last thing is, don't shy away from going to therapy. Do not shy away from going to therapy. Taking care of yourself after divorce and rebuilding yourself is very important. And one person that is super important is having that professional support. Somebody to hold your hand professionally and to guide you the way step by step. So get professional support. And lastly, I wish you all the best, but it's very possible to rebuild and regain and become a new person after divorce.
Thank you. Now I'll go to Zakaria. Before I go to him, kindly, as we go on, go through the previous videos that.
Um, Actually, first is a very good question, and I'm actually very sorry, and I feel for the person who asked. It's not a divorce. It's not in a it's not a good situation to be honest. But sometimes you need to understand it is not your mistake. Some of the things that it was written, and the reality of the matter is, I actually want to talk in in comparison to our community today, especially when a sister is divorced, a lot of the blame is that usually goes to the sisters.
True.
They usually have this the Somali they say wixii loo soo furay
I
qabtaa.
qabta. True.
And actually it hurts a lot when you don't understand your own daughter or your own sister or your own cousin who is undergoing those situations. Instead of you welcoming them in a compassion, understanding them what happened, uh, we usually judge them. And actually it's not good either to judge either the man or the sister. It's not always good. The other thing I will say is the way Abshukri said, self-care is very important, and especially when you have actually kids. Yesterday you are good, you are taking care of yourself for the sake of your family, for the sake of your husband, for the sake of your wife, for the sake of your children. Today consider, understand that, think, will you do you like your kids to see you the way you are yesterday, who you are very happy person, you are actually charming, you are actually someone who was productive, you are someone who was actually engageful every day. Do you want your children to have that feel, I mean, that platform where they feel the same, that something didn't change as much as there was a bit of change, or you want them to have the effect, both of the partners of you guys, what the problem that have happened to you, and to the and also my message also goes to the men who actually divorce sisters. It's very unfortunate where you don't support your wife, and actually sometimes there is a revenge that goes between the husband and the wife, and usually who suffers is not them, it's the
It's
kids
the
who suffer.
kids. Yeah.
So understand sometimes things cannot work, and maybe it was the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala planned for you. I think it was the sometimes even divorce is as sometimes is a stepping stone towards another life. And even from the story of Salama, I think it was Salama, if I'm not wrong, when she underwent a divorce, actually it affected her in a way, and later the person who married was the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And imagine you being with the khairu khalqillah,
Yeah.
how it
True.
feels. So in conclusion, and whatever Abd Shukri said, please as a community let embrace. Sometimes it's not good actually to judge people. It's always good to understand if some situation doesn't want, it's okay to accept it, and it's not end of the world. And actually for any person who is undergoing under divorce, actually they should think on a way they can personally develop themselves, in terms of financially, in terms of education wise, in terms of for the betterment of their kids, even they should think also for the betterment of even their future, the person they divorce each other. Let it not be a competition where I need him to go down or I need her to go down. This not,
Suffer.
it's not, because at the end of the day, your kids will have a mom which was him, or which was her, and they will have a dad which was him. So who do they want to have? Do you want later your kids to have a successful husband, or I mean a successful father, or a successful mother? So depending on the angle you are looking, consider it is just a normal and embrace it. Assalamu alaikum.
Very nice. Very well articulated by both of you. Something that I just want to add is a bad divorce can have a very bad effect on your self esteem. And that's totally okay. It's okay for you to feel down. It's okay for you to feel bad. It's okay for you to also sometimes blame yourself. However, what's not okay is when you're dwelling in it, when you're stuck in it. A bad divorce does not define your worth. Let me talk to the women now. As a woman, I do understand status is very important. Being called married, being called divorced, being called single mother, all those are labels, and as simple as it may look, it's not simple. They are heavy labels,
True.
things that you carry around,
Mm.
but they don't define you. At the end of the day, you are going to be called by your name. If you introduce yourself, don't introduce yourself with the divorced, the single mother, because you are enabling the labels society has given you. So take back that power. And I remember telling this in our previous video. Take back your power. Don't give it to society to let you define. Even if you're going to be Victor, say, I am best, I am perfect, I am, I
I'm
am
blessed.
everything, exactly.
Mm.
But Don't give yourself to that point whereby society has placed you. I don't know about many communities, but I love the community in Somalia. If a woman is divorced, they don't actually dwell in it.
Wow.
There's some who even have divorce parties.
You're not serious.
For real.
Oh, that's nice.
There's some who have divorce parties.
Yeah.
And it's also in social media. Some are like,
Yeah.
how do you have divorce
Yeah.
parties? It's not something, yes.
Mm.
Divorce doesn't mean it's the end of life. It means, oh, I tried this thing in life,
It did not
it didn't
work.
work out.
Yeah.
Yes, we had a very bad divorce, but that doesn't mean I'm stuck there. I'm moving on. And then you move on.
Wow.
It doesn't mean that you stay and get an identity from it. It means it was a phase in your life and you're moving from it. And that phase has a baggage, which, as Abdi had mentioned, if it has a baggage, drop it in therapy. If it's the baggage is upon yourself, it has left you injured, start healing. Start talking about it. Get the perfect support system. And when I say that, by the way, I don't mean go to the next man or go to the next girl. Like,
Rebound.
exactly. Don't have ribbons. Stay in that position, be in that pain, get to feel it, and work through it alone. There's a point whereby you heal alone and you heal in a relationship. But before you go into the relationship, kindly heal alone. And then from there, give the fruits of your healing to the next person.
Amazing.
Don't stop there.
Amazing. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
So I'll move on to the second question. Hey guys, I'm 26 years old and recently scrolling through Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok, and I kind of feel inadequate. How do I not feel this? I'll also add to the third question, which also is similar.
Mhm.
I've started my social media journey and nobody prepared me about the negative comments, and they're really getting to me. I'm currently taking a break, but for how long? So we can start with the first one. I know the third one we might relate to it.
Yeah.
So the career, I'll give it to you.
Uh, uh, okay, Asha, that was actually an awesome question. Uh, just as we said our previous day or our previous week, the content we shot, or there was actually that aspect we touch on how social media affect you personally, your self-esteem. The reality of the matter is, it's very funny how the social media algorithm works actually.
Yeah.
It gives you content that are actually in a societal, what they consider it actually nice, maybe handsome, beautiful, or successful life actually. And actually, a lot of what we think successful life actually is nowadays what is dictated by the community. And at the end of the day, it's not something that is right, to be honest. Maybe they they look success depending on how much you have accumulated, like wealth, or what you have, or how many followers, or how many uh, views or likes or comments you got on social media. That doesn't look success. But for you, for the first time, when you are actually um, getting all those ideas from social media, and you're actually comparing to your life, you need to understand what success it means for you first, because everyone has a different journey actually. That person has a different journey and you have a different. You don't Everyone of us cannot be content creators, to be honest. Every one of us cannot be influencers. So everyone has his own life goals. So understand first, what are you going there for? Are you going there to compare your life with someone else? I like the rule number 4 of Jordan Peterson book, where you say compare yourself with who you are yesterday and not who is someone else today. And actually, when you just look social media, it's only comparing to you to someone else,
Someone else.
not to your previous life. So if you compare yourself on how much you have moved from where you are yesterday, academic wise, profession, in terms of spirituality, in terms of even engaging with people, in terms of personal development, it will give you a sense of what you are going there for. So then it will change your perspective. The other thing of negative uh, comment that we usually get from social media, recently, I think it was last week, I was watching a video where there's a guy, an Uber driver, who someone ordered. So when he get in, he was going. So on the way, there was another car which instantly stopped the brake. So he was almost to hit it. So this guy, he never hit it, but the who did the mistake? It was the person who was in front of
In
him.
front of the car.
So what he did when the guy who did the mistake came out and shouted at him, say, "You are very stupid. You are this." So he just smiled and say, "Very sorry." So this guy who was the guy who
In the car.
in the car asked, "Man, why are you so cool like this?" And to be honest,
Oh, you apologize.
why are you
You have
apologizing?
not
So,
done.
and I actually like what he said. He said, in this world, people have a lot of garbage in their back. So they are looking for where they can drop. And actually, if you look social media, just look the person who is commenting badly. Just go into his profile
Account.
and understand what kind of things he does. Even worse than a lot of other guys.
True.
So if someone is genuine and actually maybe correcting you on something you did wrong, if they are genuine and they love you to change and for the sake of yourself and for the community at large, they could have come to you inbox or look for you directly and tell you, brother or sister, whatever you did is not true. Because actually, when you shout someone or you give negative comment in public, there's also an ego part of it coming.
Yeah.
So and it will affect him and it will also affect you. So understand, a lot of people are just dropping luggage to you. So if you consume that luggage, it will affect you. So understand even and understand also there are people who are there with another profile just to deteriorate happiness of others. They have no other business in social media. In Somali they call comment kudigle. so, so if there are, yeah, there are those guys who usually
Yeah.
when they see a video they don't look even the best. Let's say it was
They will just pick the worst part.
let's say if it's a greener place, they don't watch even the video.
Yeah.
They go direct to the
Comment.
comment. So they look, where can I contribute here? Yeah, my negativity. So they just looking where they can drop their luggage. So please understand, people are there to say something, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
But how you take makes the difference. If they say something that it is not you, understand it is just their luggage they're dropping on you. And if it's you, understand that something that's not according to societal norm that you did, before even we blame others, can we try also to change something to ourselves? Also understand is a place where people fake their life. Don't go there, fake your life. Also stay real and consume content that are beneficial to you. Also take break if they're doing that to you. Actually, when you take break, uh, uh, refresh yourself, come back in another mentality of benefiting and not listening bad comment. Actually, that's what I say.
So I will add just two comments on the same of what Zakaria mentioned. One is social media is a platform that's supposed to work for us, not us working for social media. Which is, if you're a content creator, this is a platform that you're using to convey a message. And if you're just a consumer, this is a platform that helps you consume the right content. If you find that social media is affecting you negatively, then it's not worth it. Just take a break, disconnect, recover, re-energize. If you're ready, come back. If you're not, let it go. It's not worth it. Second point is the person who said on the comment, the negative comment. It has nothing to do with you. It's actually about the person who is commenting. They are, what is it called? They are not even exposing. They are what they are. Okay, I'll remember the word and then I'll say it.
Or they're
Is
projecting.
They're projecting their negativity towards you. It has nothing to do with you. So my last point is, I'm sorry, it is what it is. It's the current world that we live in, but we just have to find a way to navigate and swim in those difficult oceans.
And then it's also okay to take breaks from social media.
True.
If you feel that it's affecting your self-esteem and how you view yourself and how you're also interacting with other people, take a step back. It's okay. Totally okay. This world, honestly, the most important people are next to you. And that's what matters. So I'll go to the last question. Hey, I've been wanting a job and finally I got it. But the environment of this work, I'm questioning whether I'm in the right place, my values and what I bring. I just feel overwhelmed. What can I do? I like this question because we normally speak about it so much.
Yeah.
And also, I had this conversation with just someone
Mhm.
yesterday and the day before. So before we dive in, I also want you guys to talk about it.
Okay. Work environment, super important because I will say first, I'll start with this. Job is part of our identity. It contributes to who we are. This is a place that we spend around 8 to 9 hours of our time. Actually, most productive hours of our time is where we spend. If that is not a conducive environment for you to work in, it will obviously affect you negatively. And if you don't address it, this will progressively affect other aspects of your life. Your mental health, your emotional health, your intellectual health, your productivity. It has a lot of impact. So for me, starting point I'll tell you is first, you are there by merit. There's a reason as to why you got that job. That tells me that you're qualified. You have the right skill and you have the right capacity. So first, allow me to first remind you that you are there by merit, that you are there because you deserve to be in that environment. Second, that's me telling you focus on your strength. Second is if just see the environment and assess how much of it is negative. Is it the whole team or is it part of the team? If it's part of the team, focus and lean toward the supportive team and get the support from them. If it's a whole team, see if there's a way you can talk to a higher individual, a supervisor above the team, and address the issues, or what is at hand at that moment. Try to address them and see how you can overcome them. If it's the whole team plus the supervisor, I will tell you maybe another thing that you can focus on is getting support from a professional person. Go to therapy. Therapists are one of the people that deals with everything in this world. These are the people who will guide you and give you the right direction on how to deal everything that you're struggling with in your life. And lastly, if everything I have just mentioned have not worked, for me, I will tell you it's not worth for you to be in that environment. Work on your exit strategy. Work on your exit strategy. Just don't leave. Don't make an emotional decision. I'm saying work on your exit strategy. And exit strategy is you work on how you can get out of that environment while you're still in that environment. Once you have the next move covered and secured, move. Thank you.
Just to add on this, when it comes to self-esteem and at work, there was something that had changed me a few years ago. There was this video that was calculating how many years in our lives we use for studies, how many years we use for work, how many years we use in child rearing and all that. And I remember looking at, I was choosing a career that time, and I remember looking at it, and one part that struck me was I'll be working for 40 years of my life.
Okay.
40
I
years.
like that calculation. You might end up working 80 years. You never know.
Yeah, you might end up working 80 years,
Yes.
but
Yes.
considering that is if I
Average.
reach 100.
Yeah.
And if I reach 100, I am pretty sure by 70, I'm not working. I am not.
Okay.
I'll be the astaghfirullah. I don't want to be the Somali mothers who say, I'll invest in my children, but I'll have an exit plan by then. So 40 years of my life is a long time for me to be wasting it in a space that I am not mentally okay with. I'm not appreciated. I don't feel fulfillment. And mind you, 40 years of my life means I'll be spending 8 hours somewhere, meaning that their behaviors will affect me.
True.
And not just affect me, I will also adapt their behaviors.
True. True.
See,
Yeah.
I swear that video changed my whole perspective. And I want to share it with you today. Do you find yourself going to be there or tolerating for 40 years of your life? And I'm not telling you just because of that you exit. No. Try to find ways to mitigate that, as Abdi mentioned. You have your weekends with you. What are you doing with your weekends? The energy you've lost during the week, are you gaining it during the weekend or during your break? The people that surround you, if you are in a bad job environment and then you come home and be in the same bad job environment, do you know how much that will take a toll on you? So it's either you choosing how to change your life or creating that exact environment that you want. Unfortunately, many people don't have exit plans in Kenya. Truthfully speaking, once you get the job, you're you're thankful.
Comfortable.
It's not even about comfortable. You know, if I don't get this job and I leave, I don't have
Another one.
and I don't have any other person supporting me.
True.
And that does not mean that you're bad, or because you are in that position, you have to be hopeless and helpless. It means you create your own thing, an exit plan that works for you. Many people, many businesses can start there. You can have a side hustle. You can do something with a friend. Get a support system for you to have that exit plan. Don't just get stuck there. And then another thing is journal. Make sure that you journal. If you're not journaling, have an audio journal or a video journal where you're speaking to yourself and being able to talk to yourself and remove everything and anything that is in your heart. So guys, that's the end of our session, our Q&A. Make sure that you subscribe, like our videos, and comment on them. Make sure that you're not missing out, by the way, because all the videos that we have are more and more beneficial, and inshallah will bring more content to you.